So good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another interview of The Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today I'm joined by Oppu, and you may know him. He plays in Amorphis, but he's got a new band that's releasing an album in July 5th, and it's called Octoploid. So first of all, Oppu, how are you today?
Hello, Hector. It's good to be here. I'm fine. We just came from let me think, from Germany yesterday, and I mean a couple of days back we had a last festival gig for a while. We are going to have a 1 month break after this, and then we'll start to do these European festivals seriously. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. A bit tired, so but it doesn't matter. That's how it usually.
So that tour is with Amorphis, correct?
Yeah, we're going to. I'm only going to tour with Amorphis this year. We have only one show with Octoploid. Probably, it's not confirmed yet, but that's something what we've been planning to do. Maybe one show to celebrate the release of the album, and yeah, let's see how it's going to be. It's pretty hard to say for sure right now, but yeah.
Tell me a little bit about how this band formed.
Well, it's something that I've had in mind for a couple of decades already. I've been thinking of doing some kind of solo band, and this is supposed to be a solo band actually. But yeah, we have a core band. With Mikko, the drummer. He's my old pal from Mannhai, stoner rock band, and fresh face, the young guy, Peter Salonen on guitar. And then we have two keyboard players, Kim Rantala and Kasper Mortensson, plus several singers who are actually vocalists from different eras from my musical history. But how it started, it was yeah, I was dreaming of putting an album out well, to celebrate my 50th anniversary personally, and I quite didn't make it, but that was the idea behind it. And yeah, it was basically a birthday present for myself, and but it shaped up really good and became an actual band as well. How it started is that we just started to track down drum tracks and bass tracks with Mikko, and we didn't have any idea back then that who's going to be involved in the album, or nor we didn't know if it's going to be an album anyway. So, but it was it started little by little, and the whole process took like 2 years to come to fruition. And once we've recorded like 4 tracks with Mikko, then we started to contact other musicians, and I found Peter, the guitar player, from YouTube. He was playing Kingston Wall covers with guitar there, and I thought that like he's a brilliant guitar player, and he's exactly what I'm looking for, because he's mainly a rock guitar player, but he still knows how to play metal. He can handle, for example, death riffs and songs, and he has Death Mech's named metal band by himself. So yeah, that's how it started to build little by little. And I first for starters I did the keyboard stuff by myself, and some of them I left on the album as well, but still I've been feeling that I should work with Kim Rantala, the previous Amorphis keyboardist, at some point, and this was the place where it was fortunately possible.
Yeah,
and well, then we have these vocalists, which are like I think there are 5 or 6 vocalists on the album.
Yeah, there's like 5. Yeah.
Yeah, and basically all the singers throughout my career are involved somehow. Instead of Pasi Koskinen, who was singing on Tuonela and Elegy albums, I asked him to join as well, but he is living a bit on the countryside from Helsinki, Finland, and he wanted me to go there and record his parts by myself, but unfortunately I didn't have time to do it. So sadly he's kind of missing from the album. And then there is also Pete Eskelinen, who's been in the band called Rapture and Rapture, and yeah, and several other acts. And I've been wanting to work with him for some time already, because I really dig his crawling vocals. It's something like old Paradise Lost style, like really harsh crawling style. And he sings clean vocals as well a bit, which is kind of in a minority on this album anyway. But yeah, but then as we had a rough mixed few songs, I started to show for the record label, and I had two options to start working with, and yeah, Raging Phoenix Music draw the longer straw this time. Fortunately, because it's a great label, and it's been really like pleasure to work with them. So it ended up really well, much better than I ever dreamed of.
Yeah, and the sound of Octoploid, it's like 70s prog meets 90s death metal. And that's so, which I found interesting combination, even in the artwork. So when you were working on this, this is your solo thing. Did you wanted to have a mixture of that 70s prog with the 90s death metal?
Well, yeah. Well, partly the music is death metal. I think. Well, there's lots of crawling vocals, for example, and some death metal riffing as well. Well, my principle was that I wanted at least most of the musicians to be basically rock musicians instead of metal musicians, and also Petri Majuri, who did the mixing, he's a blues guy, old blues guy, so they have not much to do with metal in general. So it was yeah, that was something how I wanted to approach the whole project. Try to make death metal album from this perspective, so that the musicians would be capable of playing different genres as well, because very often metal musicians cannot play rock music or 70s prog music. So it was better to do it like this way.
And how did you, with the lyrics, since you have like different vocalists, did every vocalist work on the lyrics up to their songs, or did you work on lyrics for this one?
Well, I did all the lyrics as well, and I also did the demo vocals for them, for all the singers, and I sent them to them like a few days before the sessions, and they did it in those frames, basically. Of course, they did some freedoms as well, but basically it's the lyrics and the vocal parts are done by me as well. Okay,
awesome. So I'm gonna show the artwork for the record, and I haven't sent the name. So it's Beyond the Aeons, Octoploid, and I love the logo. It looks very 70s prog, and I like the color. So tell me a little bit about the inspiration for this artwork.
Well, for starters, one Indonesian guy did the logo. I just sent him some guidelines, some prog logos for guideline, an example, and I think he pulled it out pretty well. It's not very death metalish, but that's the whole point. It's yeah, I didn't want to turn away any people like who would think that this is only a death metal album, because it ain't. But still, I don't want it to be too misleading for death metal people as well. But still, metal people are pretty open-minded anyway, so I don't think that they mind about it.
Yeah, and I like the colors, and there's a little bit of also like psychedelic music to Octoploid sound.
Yeah, there's lots of psychedelia, and that was my purpose from the first place, and therefore the album cover art fits pretty well too. And yeah, very often, for example, metal producers doesn't want to use echoes and reverbs. They pretty much tend to keep it pretty dry, which is not my preference always. So now it was possible to do things in my own terms, which is really nice. And well, there could have been even more psychedelia involved, but yeah, we just ran out of time and resources for the album. So maybe next time we can make it even more weird. Let's see. And when it comes to cover art, it's a guy from Portland, Oregon, a guy called Orion Landau. He has been done work with, for example, with the band YOB, where I kind of spotted him for the first time.
I know who they are, yeah.
Yeah, so I just thought that, okay, their cover art is pretty awesome, and I wanted to have similar one, because it's also not very metal, but it still fits metal album and metal mood in general. So I think Orion didn't even hear my music when he started to work on this, because he asked for some music after he finished the cover. So but anyway, I sent him some like brief yeah, instructions how to come up with it. Like I want it to be like hippie-ish cover. Yeah, not too hippie, but still it's like I've been digging, for example, Lothric Tentacles and stuff like that. So this is pretty near to that world and that color world. And yeah, also I did some samples with AI, artificial and send them over to him, and I guess he got these octopuses waves from those, and also those planets, because they were involved on my examples. So but yeah, I think he did a really splendid work, because it's kind of the sea is present in like pretty much in every song. So yeah, it's kind of fitting the theme of the album.
The theme. So yeah, you're talking about theme of the album. What exactly is the theme of this album?
Well, to be honest, there's no strict theme on the album, but it's about my like personal life and personal issues, and also some criticism towards the society and human beings, and something about animal rights, for example, and yeah, but basically it's just like a flow of mind, and some of the lyrics are really old. For example, the first song, Don't See Nothingness, I think the lyrics are like 15 years old.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
A little bit refined, of course, but still. But I think the freshest lyrics are, on the other hand, on the last album, the last song of the album, A Dusk of Wax, which was done the last. And well, anyway, it's I've taken some inspiration from like poets like William Blake and Pablo,
Mhm.
Pablo Neruda, and also I read some Nietzsche, and of course Kalevala and Canteletta is there as well. But still, my favorite lyricists are probably David Vincent from Morbid Angel, and yeah, some Slayer lyrics are really impressive as well, because it's like their themes are not too underlined, and it leaves something for the listeners' imagination.
Yeah, that's for the imagination. So right now you have a video for the song Human Amoral. Why did you pick that song for the single and the video?
Well, it's a good question. Probably the most commercial song on the album is the last one, Dusk of Wax, because it has clean chorus. But I don't know. I think Human Amoral represents the album pretty well. It has death metal, it has folk metal, it has prog rock, it has like psychedelia and stuff
Everything,
like
yeah.
that. So it's like good mashup of the album in general, and probably it's one of the 4 best songs on the album. It's pretty hard for me to say, but it was one of the record label's picks that this could be one of the singles, even though it's kind of long. It's over 5 minutes, clocking over 5 minutes, and usually that's a bad thing. But I think it worked really well. I think I've had like really good reactions so far. People's been thinking of it, and the video isn't that bad either. It's done by Peter Salonen, and he's a great guy.
Yeah, it's a good song. So when when you were creating this band, how did you come up with the name Octoploid?
Yeah, it was a kind of a hard thing to do because I kind of saw this as my solo band from the
Like an
start.
octopus, like you're doing everything.
Yeah, that's a good, good one. But still, it was. I think the record label was against the idea of naming it like Oppu Laine Group or whatever. So I just wanted to have my initials on the name, and I just googled if there are any words with OPL within. So out of those words, I just picked up the best ones, and I think Octoploid ended up to be the best, and describes the project the best way, because it's also, yeah, the number 8 is present in various places here, because at the time,
Yeah.
yeah, 8 songs, and we had 8 musicians back then, and so forth. So it kind of clicked in many ways. So and it sounds good in your mouth and so forth. So
Yeah, and the logo looks great. So you said that you're gonna have one show with Octoploid. When is that show going to be?
well, as said, it's not that certain that it will happen, but I think we will make decisions in next few weeks. It would be on early August,
Okay.
during the summer. But yeah, I will inform people about it whenever it's.
Yeah, you'll put it on the socials. You're busy with your other bands as well. So where can people pre-order the record?
Well, I think all my social platforms has order links. So there are several places where you can order. No matter if you are in North America or South America or Europe or Asia or whatever, there are different places to order from every continent. So anyhow, at the Octoploid social media, you can find the link from the bio. Yeah, that's where I find it. It's not rocket science.
Yeah, and you said earlier that you wish to in the future do more Octoploid music, that this is not going to be like a one-off project, you plan to keep this band going in the future?
Well, I don't know. It depends if
Depends, yeah.
because I'm composing music all the time, so it tends to stack up, you know, to the drawer or wherever. So at some point, there's always a period where you find out that, okay, now I have like 15 songs and I need to find use for these. Maybe that would be the best place to start thinking of another Octoploid album. I cannot promise anything, but now that there is like a framework for this kind of thing and a platform for to release new music under the name of Octoploid, so why not to use it? So because
Yeah, of course. So so what are your plans for this year beside Octoploid? Is Amorphis doing more tours this year? Because I saw like you're doing like a huge tour, right?
Yeah, we are going to make these festival shows first, and then we are heading to North America with Dark Tranquility, and then yeah.
I saw you play with Dark Tranquility in Florida back in 2018. It was Dark Tranquility, Moonspell, and Omnium Gatherum.
Yeah, that was a great tour. It was such good fun, and yeah. Okay, but anyway, and it's a great package with Dark Tranquility because they are great guys and great music and so forth. But yeah, after that tour, we will probably start making our next album with Amorphis, and hoping to release it somewhere the next year, 2025.
25. Yeah.
Then it's the whole thing starts all over again, the touring cycle, which lasts 3 or 4 years. So looking forward to that pretty much.
Yeah, you'll be busy. So for your Octoploid project, like do you have like which song here in the do you have like a song that was very difficult to write?
Yeah, I don't know. It's well, Concealed Serenity. It was really hard to produce for some reason. Like in the studio, writing wasn't that hard, but it was really hard to find the right tempo and to find the right keyboard sounds, for example. And yeah, that was really tough one, but it ended up really good. But yeah, rest of them were pretty easy ones. I think Shattered Wings was also kind of it ended up a little bit different what it was meant to be, but it's one of my favorite songs on the album, and because it has really rambling arrangement and it's basically a rock song with death metal vocals. So yeah, well, that's it. Well, Concealed Serenity was maybe the kinkiest one in the studio.
Okay, yeah, no, it's so Octoploid Beyond the Aeons is out July 5th. If you like death metal, prog, rock, this album has it all. So I would recommend it to people who like all those styles of music. And I'll put the link for people who want to pre-order. So I want to thank Oppu for taking some, time of his busy schedule to chat with me here on the couch. So anything you like to say to the fans before we go?
Well, thank you very much, Hector, chill dude on the couch. It was a pleasure to you, and see you in America this year. And I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be great. And yeah, listen to Octoploid's Beyond the Aeons and give it a chance. You either like it or not. But yeah, just take a listen to it and yeah, give me feedback if you like it or not.
Yeah, that's always good. So until next time, people, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on a couch. and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.